Hello everyone and welcome back to the Doctor's Garage here on YouTube. So in this video today, you join me to talk about why and how I'm going to be getting rid of my Defender 90. Not only that, I would like to give this Land Rover away to somebody who has followed, watched, subscribed over the years of helping me build and put this Land Rover Defender together over the last 3 years and have some really interesting ideas of how I'm going to do that. So it's not going to be sold in the traditional way that you might expect. Now, firstly, I'm going to mention, if you're interested at all in my Land Rover Defender 90, what I need you to do is fill in the form in the comments below and in the description of this video. It will just log your details and I'll be able to let you know as soon as this Land Rover Defender is available in this unique way that I'm thinking of getting rid of it. But for those that follow the channel anyway, those that are subscribed here on YouTube or those on Instagram will know I've been building this Land Rover Defender 90 for the past 3 years. And I've always been putting it together to a spec, to a standard that I was going to keep forever. So recently I've had a bit of a change of heart as to what I want to do, and there's some really interesting reasons behind that which we're going to go through on this video. So for those that have watched the channel will know, originally this Land Rover Defender 90 was a very standard, pretty ugly looking Defender. It had a few odd mods done to it, like it had a black matte wrap on the roof, which was a bit weird, and just some pretty untasteful things done to it generally. And I had this vision of a Keswick green Land Rover Defender 90 pretty much looking exactly how this one looks today. And for that reason, I feel like in some ways there's not much more I'd like to do to this Land Rover Defender 90. It would help make it into something more interesting or better than it is. I almost feel like I've finished. I don't really know what else I would add to this Land Rover Defender 90 now to make it that much better. There was a few things that were just on my bucket list of getting done, like the interior, like the suspension, the ride, the remap. There was things I really wanted to do, and I've done all those things, and I've also done so much more that you guys will have seen here on the YouTube channel. And so for me, really, I don't really feel like doing much more to it. I feel like it's got to the point now where I'm really happy with it. But I've also realized that in doing that, what happens next? As much as I would love to just keep this Defender, something tells me the real thing I've enjoyed is actually creating it and putting it together to the colorways, the spec, the different bits I've done to it. That's what I've really enjoyed with the Defender, and I really want to do that journey again, but something a little bit different. And so what the idea would be is to get rid of this Defender 90 and actually pick up another Defender and do a very similar journey to this, but just with a whole different viewpoint in mind. So this Defender very much for me was kind of, I'd say it's like an urban spec Defender. It's got like the tinted windows, it's remapped, it's got the the alive suspension that gives it that kind of handling quality, the roll bars, all that stuff. So it's like a fast urban spec Defender. It's 192 brake horsepower as tested on the alive dyno over in Louth, and they did all the remapping, the intercooler, everything on it. So it's like a fast urban spec, despite having massive mud terrain tires, which kind of contradict that slightly, but still, that's the kind of spec I wanted to build for this, and I love it for that. I think it's a really cool urban Defender, and it's what I would want one to look like. So I'm happy with that. But I'm now in the position where I'm like, I kind of want to do it again with something different. And firstly, for garage space, I'm going to need to get rid of this Defender, but also for the sake of financing it as well. To get another vehicle, I'm going to need to get some money together, and getting rid of this one's definitely going to help with that. I think the more exciting part for me with all of that is actually the opportunity to be able to give it to somebody that has followed the channel, subscribed, whatever. I have a lot of messages from people that were like, oh, they might be like, I don't know, a 22-year-old guy. It's like, I really love your Defender. I've just got my first car. One day I'll have a Defender and I want to make it like yours. And I would love for someone like that to be able to get it, to hand it over to someone like that would be a really nice thing to do. And I think one of the most enjoyable things of YouTube, Instagram, the whole Doctor's Garage community, the sort of Defender community, I've really enjoyed being a part of that. You guys have helped me out so much, so many times when I've been fixing this Defender, when I'm just getting bits sorted on it. And the community, from a professional standpoint, the guys that are in the industry, but also the public as well, have been so helpful for everything I've done. And I'd love to be able to give that back. And that feels like the right thing to do, rather than just putting it on Auto Trader or online for X amount of money, and then just one person who can afford it buys it. It's much better if someone who can't necessarily afford it can get a chance of getting this vehicle. And so that's what I'm working on over the next 2 to 3 weeks, and I will be putting out exactly what that looks like very soon. But as I mentioned, register your interest in the bit below, in the form, in the comments, in the description. But before we do that, let's just have a quick look around this Defender. I want to show you around some of the bits that I would say I've enjoyed the most, enjoyed fitting the most, the parts I think are the best. If you've got a Defender yourself, this will be interesting, because I'll be able to tell you, well, everything I fitted, what has been stuff that I like the most. And I'd be really interested to know from you guys at home, what do you think has been on your Defenders? So let's go for a little walk around. The inside, it's actually a pretty basic TD5 interior, from a sense of, like, you know, the buttons, the switches, the lights. But there's a few things. So firstly, I completely stripped this back to the bare metal. It's been sound deadened, it's been carpeted, it's got dodo matting, it's got the works in it, in the sense of sound deadening throughout here. It's also got all the gator stuff, makes more trim. We've got these aluminium knobs, which actually I didn't fit, but seem to work quite well in the interior. Got the Optimil, well, this is actually a Momo Prototipo, but it's got the Optimil quick release boss on there. One of the best mods you can do for your Defender has got to be that. And then looking through the Defender as well, got the high cubby from Lucari, got the heated seats here from Lucari, and of course we've got the race bucket seats as well in my Defender, which has got to be one of the favourite things that I've fitted. It was one of the last things to fit, and one I've enjoyed the most, probably, because I just always wanted to do this colourway with Keswick and tan. I think it looks great. So lots of other bits too. Powerful UK, Optimil again, handles through there. Generally, looking through the Defender, it has been resprayed in its life. So at some point before I got it, it was resprayed Keswick again, because originally this was a factory Keswick from Land Rover, and it's a 2006. So it was kind of the last 4 months, I think, before the production ended of the TD5. This came off the production line before the Pumas were made, and this was a factory Keswick. Land Rover colour 799, for those that ask, and I absolutely love the colour. Always thought it'd work well with gloss back, which I think it really, really does. Now, when we talk about the front and the bits from ORE, I'm just going to turn it on because it really gives it the full effect. I think one of the best things, road presence-wise, for your Defender has got to be daytime running lights, bumper lights, and your DRLs in the headlights too. So these are light parts headlights from ORE, bumper from ORE, steering guard under there is ORE as well, and these lights just really freshen the Defender up, really bring it to life. And for me, that's been one of the best modifications from the front end, and just a looks point of view. ORE absolutely nail it with that bumper. Looking around the vehicle in general, a lot of different spray bits that I've done over the years, kind of keeping it looking good. The tyres, Cooper SCC Pros, the mud terrain tyres. And for those that ask, because I get this all the time on Instagram and YouTube, is what are these tyres? And I can't even remember. They are 265/75. 16s. They are a standard Land Rover Boost alloy on that though. Optimil again, Optimil. Honestly, the best gear when it comes to your hinges and your fittings and fixtures, all the small bits look really good from Optimil. 5% tints on the rear, so kind of a limo tint. You really can't really see in the back of there. Smaller tint on the front. And from the back, smoked LEDs all round. Optimil bolts, I think Nakatanega or something like that. Right back in the day, first thing I did was those bolts. Did all the rear cross member. It's just got lots of bits on it. Reverse camera that plugs into the rear view mirror that we did. And overall, I just, even looking at it now, makes me a bit sad and makes me question what I'm doing, but I do think it's time to go. Just quickly, interior wise. So, the car interior, X-Model Trim bench seats in the back, all matching in the tan. Got the Alcantara headliner, the rear view mirror you can see just there, which has got the camera in it, and it's got the strut as well, so you don't slam yourself on the rear door, which is always good for the Defender. So overall, I really love this Defender. I think for me, when I was putting it together, I forgot to say as well, some of the biggest stuff we've done, it's got to be a live. It's got Fox shocks, a live comfort springs. It's got full sumo bar steering rods in the front. It's got the all alive, but they're made by iBack. All the roll bars in it as well. So performance-wise and handling, it's absolutely fantastic. This Defender. So yeah, overall, I can't really sometimes understand why I'm getting rid of it, but I know it's the right decision because I'm excited about another project, and my next project will be something quite different. It won't look anything like this. I've got some ideas, but it wants to be different to this. It'd be great to know from you guys at home is, firstly, if you're interested in my Defender, before I kind of reveal everything about how we're doing this and what it's going to look like, let me know your name and email, which you can put in this form below, so in the comments and also in the description below this video. But what I'd like to know is, you guys have watched this channel for 3 years, some of you, 4 years that have been watching this Defender being put together. What would you like to be seeing next? What would be your ideal Defender build? Because that's what I'm going to be doing next. I'm going to be doing a whole nother level of Defender builds, and that is going to be my next one. So on this, as you know, I'm not a professional mechanic, right? I am a doctor by trade and kind of fiddle about with things like cars, engines, this sort of stuff in the evenings. And my next project's going to be a little bit more challenging, do something a little bit more interesting, and let me know what you would like to see on that, and I'll document it all here on YouTube, on Instagram, and hopefully you guys will help me do that as well. So that's the summary really of what's happening with my Defender, and the sad reality that it will be going soon. But I deep down I'm very excited about that, because I think it gives a great opportunity to share this car with the community that we have here, but also I think it's exciting because it leads on to another project, which I'm really excited about. So thanks for watching this video, guys. As always, appreciate your comments, your likes, appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Let me know what you think, and remember, fill in that form in the comments or in the description to be the first to know about what's happening with my Defender 90. And I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.